Top left, we're going to start out with the blue Protoss player here. Played quite the epic series earlier to get here into this winners bracket semifinals. With a 3-2 5-game epic against Bjorn. It is our blue Protoss player, MaxPax. And yesterday we saw RagnaroK with a 5-game epic against Zerg to get here to the winner bracket semifinals as well. We'll see who can take this W. The winner gets to go to the winner bracket finals to play RagnaroK, while the loser will drop to the lower bracket to play against Clem. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's kind of wild, right? I mean, win or lose is rough, but obviously prefer to win because then you're already guaranteed top 3. If you lose here and you go up against Clem, and then you lose to Clem, that's only top 6. It's quite a big difference in prize money. I believe the difference is $400 to $750 guaranteed. So, pretty big match here already, and yeah, an important one in these playoffs of the WardiTV Summer Championship 2022. RagnaroK looking to be a second-time WardiTV Summer Champion. Last time he won it about 5 years ago, I think, at this point. And, yeah, it was not exactly the craziest of tournaments back then. It was a much lower prize pool than what we have now. But he's the only man that can go back, go and win it a second time. Everyone else looking to be a new WardiTV Summer Champion. Is it intentional that the Summer Championship logo looks like a Tempest? No. I took a moment to realize what you meant. I was like, what kind of a Tempest? I didn't think you meant the unit. No, definitely not. Does it look like the Tempest? It's just got a, like, I mean, a Tempest is just like a ring. It's kind of a very generic shape, isn't it? So, yeah. Hey. You guys think the letter C is intentionally made to look like a Tempest? Oh my god. Tempests have been part of the alphabet for years. The Protoss are taking over. Quick, remove every word with the letter C in it. Stop the Protoss. Peaceful opening. It's going to be a Stargate from MaxPax. So do you imagine we see a couple different things from him throughout the course of this, but obviously Stargate Star is one of the more standard ones. It looks like the logo of some kind of tropical drink. Hey, I like our logo. The artist did a great job. She made a logo for Spring, Summer, and Winter Championship, and kept them all in the kind of like the similar shape, but they all look very different and look very cool. If you never saw, they're very cool. Do you guys want to see them? I mean, you guys have probably seen them before, but just in case you haven't, I always thought they were really cool. Where are they? Yeah, this is the Winter Championship one. I always thought that was really nice. And then the Spring Championship one is, yeah, the Spring Championship one has a bit more, has some, like, cherry blossom to it. I thought they were really cool. I really like them. And that, my friends, is why we continue to run the WardiTV Spring, Summer, and Winter Championships, because I like the logos, and I don't want to make new ones for a different tournament name. Keep it simple, right? Keep it simple. There's quite a lot of lings made from RagnaroK here, hoping to get across the map and do some damage, it would seem. So, quite a lot of lings heading across to the other side. And, I mean, this comes at a cost. You know, this could have been a whole bunch of drones, so he is hoping to find some pretty reasonable damage, I'd imagine. As those lings head up the left-hand side, and just going to be seeing one at depth there. Going to push the ling away. I mean, if you can cancel the third base, then brilliant. Where's our first Oracle on the map? Getting deflected by Queen. Second Oracle's about to show up. In time to save this base? I feel like that's very much so a no, right? Yeah, absolutely has to be cancelled here. But honestly, only losing the Nexus on a cancel is really not that bad. Yeah, an Oracle has to activate here as well, but again, this was a lot of lings built very early. Okay, it slows the Protoss down, but it slowed the Zerg down a lot as well. So this was not an attack that came at 0 cost. So yeah, I actually don't mind that too much. For MaxPax, actually, despite the cancel. A little supply block, though. I guess that's one thing that's going to affect him here. He's obviously expecting to have, you know, a Nexus up by now, so he would have had that extra supply available. Instead, now he's got to build those extra pylons, so it is messing with the build in other ways as well. This time might be a bit more interesting, but battery's about to finish, so I guess once that battery's done, there's just nothing these lings can achieve, and Oracle was there once more. Power of triple Oracle is you can leave one at home to defend while the other two get aggressive, although now that's only one on the map. Yeah, not the greatest control here from MaxPax. Definitely having a little bit of a rough time trying to deal with a lot of this stuff. So, yeah, not ideal at all. As you see those Lings trying to run back in, and now the Lings coming back around the other way, going after a probe or two. It's going to be seeing the melee upgrade starting on this evolution chamber from RagnaroK as well. Creep spread still pushing forward. Again, just Lings. I really feel like these Lings just aren't getting much done at all. I mean, you look at what's being lost here. One Oracle died. The Lings haven't killed a single unit. They've cancelled a Nexus, and that is it. So really, honestly, a pretty solid opening all said and done from MaxPax. It's been... apart from that one Oracle miss micro, he's just been really good defensively against those Lings, and RagnaroK on his way to melee upgrade. Gonna keep on being aggressive with Lings and Hydras. Hydra Den coming up. I think Hydra maybe trying to eventually get to those lurkers. We've seen that style a few times as of late. Definitely something a few players have been trying to dive into a little wherever possible. Tommy coming down the right. We do see our Stalkers able to grab a Zergling. Taking that down pretty much straight away, and just going to be heading down. I mean, like I say, get rid of some of these creep spreads. Close the map out a bit. We've got our Lings aiming for a fourth. This might actually be an opening to actually get damage done. We recall. Yep, Stalkers just want to be here, try and protect this base. I mean, this fourth game online nice and quickly. So getting this fourth base saved and keeping it alive will give you a great economy as MaxPax, and that, of course, is the goal. That's the power of this build with the Blink Stalkers, is that you can just have such a strong economy while putting on pressure, and you can just get to a lot of workers, and that amount of workers is necessary for you as well, otherwise this style just completely falls apart. So... some Hydras here, going to get picked away out. One goes down, the other gets hit. RagnaroK again just kind of sloppy with his units, really continuing to lose out on a lot of units around the map so far. Not ideal just yet. That is for sure. Another attack, this time up the right-hand side to the top. I'm going to move in towards a pylon initially. Let's cancel. Now we back away. Again, nothing really too substantial all said and done. Let's escape out once more. Lings, Hydras gathering up together, getting chilled out over here. Just going to see some Ling Hydra going to go out on the right side as well, bottom left side as well. So also getting set up just a little bit. Bait coming through. Just going to see our simulators coming online. The Stalkers again, just getting rid of some creep, getting some kills. This is what actually going to protect from the Link flank here. And these Stalkers just stand and fight for quite a while. A couple of Zealots get in the front as well. Stalkers going to even get to start fighting against the Hydras, which is brilliant if you can chip some Hydras down. Problem is the Hydras have also got here in good numbers and have been able to get some damage on themselves. Both players with some money in the bank. Macro not quite perfect, although maybe we're just waiting for a round of unit production to kick in. As you see, fight's still continuing. Extra Zealot showing up, really wants to keep on engaging here. Really believes he can work wonders against these Hydras. And again, these Hydras are kind of on their own, so I don't really disagree. I don't know if I really like where this is going for RagnaroK. Finally get some Banes online. Would absolutely need them to protect the Hydras from Zealots otherwise. This was really starting to go a little bit downhill. Things, Hydras, a few Banes morphing in. We'll continue to gather up for the moment. See a Revelation going down. The feelings and the Banes will start to move on forward and see what they can do as we get to the Watchtower, taking one Stalker down straight away, and we continue up to the top. Now we are going to be after this Nexus, perhaps. Just going to go after the pylon, get the cannon. Ling is showing up as well. Just going to be seeing the Banelings. Going to try and go for this. That's a massive disruptor shot in that first group of Banelings, and this Hydra group going to get taken down as well. None of the Banes are really doing much of anything. The Super Battery protects this cannon for a ridiculous amount of time as well. And this top right base is just not dying. A few Banes will find warping in Zealots, which is nice, but do we have enough Hydras at the end of the day? Disruptor's about to come back off cooldown. It's feel like the problem is now the Hydras just can't fight because they're, again, kind of on their own, right? And the Disruptor's going to be connecting, so that is going to take the numbers down. And again, just the fact that this has happened with this base surviving feels like this was a failure from RagnaroK because he's on less workers, remember, as well. And now he's definitely not going to have as much of a follow-up from here on out. Jeez, it was a nice hold from MaxPax, all said and done. RagnaroK will be trying to take the bottom left base right now, trying to take the gold, so a way back into the game maybe for him, but MaxPax is already showing up there with a few units, so very much so on top of that. Not going to let that happen. Says the group of Zealots that are, I mean, at least delaying the mining there. He forced the drones away for a bit, right? So slowing it down at least a little. Making some progress, like I say. Cool little bits and pieces. Mr. Bane's going to finish top right, going to roll in towards this base. I mean, this might be some probe kills at least. Slow MaxPax down a little bit. Something that RagnaroK so far has just not really been able to do. Disruptors just going to sit out here. Another Stalker's getting over in position. Extra. And Templar will warp in. And just kind of running in towards that Nexus, but not going to be too successful. Stalker still coming down the right-hand side. Pushing this Ling Hydra force around at the moment. That's all the way down to the south. An extra group of banelings be brought into play. MaxPax has so many Archons now. This improvement in his army composition is going to go a long way. The Zealot's going to have to escape away, but with that amount of units over there is RagnaroK. I actually don't know if he's going to have anything over here. Loses the Hydrogen straight off the bat. Disruptor shot is going to be massive on the Hydralisks. Wow, okay, well. Yeah, this base is going down. We'll see what RagnaroK can achieve with his counter. A lot of Zealots kind of running into their deaths right now, but they are slowing those units down at the very least, which again is all you need to do, I guess. You send Zealots in, they slow it down, and I guess this would probably turn out to be pretty reasonable. Disruptors getting surrounded a little bit here as RagnaroK comes through with like a final surge of units trying to make something happen, but that's not really going to be enough so far. This does look as though we are going to have ourselves GG for MaxPax. He will take game 1 of this best of 5 winner bracket match. MaxPax getting a 1-0 lead. MaxPax with a 1-0 lead. And we will be starting into the top left corner with that blue Protoss player we just mentioned. 1-0 up. MaxPax from Sidestorm Gaming. Bottom right, our red Zerg is going to be RagnaroK. Well, as Moondown says the map. Should be in for some decent fun here, I think. Let's see how this goes. Couple drones on the way out. Gateway coming through. I'm just going to see our Overlord of RagnaroK heading to the top left side. Our probe scouting is going to actually give up on blocking. And that hatchery does go down in location, so obviously a little bit funky when you're setting up to try and actually get that block off. To not actually find it is a bit unfortunate. A little sad, but far from the end of the world. It's going to be seeing this probe coming around and nibble up some minerals. Again, pool coming through for the moment. Continue to get this all set up. Overlord is coming to the top left. Obviously just a bit of a spotter to see what exactly is happening. Not really too much of anything just yet. Pretty peaceful. As we get this set to go. Set 4 will be finishing. I'm going to see if we're going to... I mean, Warpgate starts straight away. Suggests maybe like a Twilight opening this time from MaxPax. Something a little bit different to what we've been seeing thus far. Definitely one way to change it up a little bit, of course. It's going to be Stargate, though. So he cancels the Warp Gate. So the Warp Gate was just a bit of a fake out. The Overlord's left. Can't see this gateway or the Warp Gate anymore. So, yeah, you cancel that. And obviously now your opponent is unaware of the fact that you're still going Stargate. And you restart the Warp Gate again. It's just a timing thing. With the Twilight build, you saw Warp Gate right away because you need Warp Gate sooner. With Stargate, you can get the Stargate faster by skipping Warp Gates. And you just don't need the Warp Gates. So, it's a very common occurrence early game. And like I said, this time it was just a bit of a fake out from MaxPax. We'll go Stargate once again as the Adept has found a drone kill already and now looking for a second. The Queen's latching onto that for a few moments. Adept shitting towards the main, looking for a drone, not quite finding it just yet, unfortunately. Adept's continuing to fight, a couple of Lings taking some damage. 2 drones did already, make it 3. Good amount of damage being done actually is, I say those 3 drones going down. We're going to find 4. The Adept still going. Great start so far in this game. Number 2 for MaxPax. Just drones dying. Controlling the game a little bit. Definitely look running good so far. You want to be happy if you're a MaxPax fan. And cheering him on to get this victory. I guess, we'll hold that thought as the Oracle shows up for more drones. I guess, again, being a little bit biased as the tournament organizer, wanting the best show possible, per se. You know, avoiding mirror matchups. I guess MaxPax winning, he would play Reno in the winner bracket final. PvZ. Just means we don't get the ZVZ there, so that'd be cool. Although I guess Reno might play Protoss anyway. So actually, maybe it doesn't matter who wins this. Once the loser of this plays Clem tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty big deal, and excited to see the result of that will be for whoever ends up playing Clem. Tomorrow we wrap up this entire tournament, guys. Figure out who's going to win the 2.2k USD first place prize. And who's going to come so close, but so far. Man, this is a brutal early game. These drones have just kept dying. Just non-stop harass so far from MaxPax. Just continuing to hit and continuing to hurt his opponents. Pretty nasty, really has been. Two Oracles back through the south will be popping by over here, and it's going to be running in. Tries for a drone, actually hits into the extractor. Obviously, the couple queens enough to turn those Oracles away. They can't stick around in that situation. As the Oracles pull back out through the bottom left side. I'm going to turn back around towards the main. So there's a queen there again, just to zone this out, push that back, stop this from really doing much of anything right now. Oracle's back around the top, just going to drop a Nexus down. It's going to be our 4th base. Getting set up. Having ourselves a little Overlord. Nice as well. I mean, honestly, again, just can't really say anything that's gone well for RagnaroK this game, right? Killed 2 Adepts after they did a mass amount of damage. Has been taking drone losses throughout the game. Yeah, it's just not been a pretty one for him, for sure. Clinging +1, not ready yet from MaxPax, but can still fight these Lings for the moment as well. And just another kind of kick in the teeth for RagnaroK, who just cannot get moving in this game number 2. And he's going to land the melee upgrade, so very similar to last time. Maybe just again Lings into those Hydras, but I mean, I feel like the first +1 and Blink is going to be terrifying here. There's potential for sure for MaxPax to just break through and do a ton of damage here, so we'll see how that goes. If there is going to be a possible defense from RagnaroK. He is getting the Balin Nest up, and that Hydralisk Den brought into place. So again, just more of what we were expecting so far. company stalkers. It's just lings right now, guys. Just lings. There's 36 of them, but there's 16 stalkers, honestly. I like this. Very much at all for RagnaroK. He's even bringing the queens forward to help fight. I mean, even just zoning the oracles out could be very useful here. Otherwise, the oracles can just sit and fight the lings. Stasis ward doesn't do too much, and the stalker's in a bit of trouble, actually getting surrounded. So, actually going to turn into a very good fight for RagnaroK. Probably one of the better fights he could have found in this situation. Because overall, it was looking pretty poor for him. So, actually going to be able to do better than expected there. A few stalkers still just sat in the center. Look, Den, Hive, all being brought into play as well. This one missiles, Cruise Spies. That's going to kill off an Oracle already. So Oracle just going to get busted down straight away. And that's actually really nice. Take away some of the map vision, map control, which you will feel like you are meant to have at this stage as MaxPax with those Oracles. So that's going to be a little bit more limited now at the very least. Stalk's in position, Ling's already taking damage. He's coming up to the top. 7 lurkers on the way in. Hive producing as well. He's going to come around back down the bottom left-hand side. Going to try for a little bit of a surround on a few zealots here. He's going to be able to grab these, take those down. Nicely done as we blink forward and get rid of a few more lings. Overlord going down too. Have ourselves a MaxPax supply lead. Yeah, I mean, that one fight against the Stalkers was pretty reasonable for RagnaroK, but otherwise it's still resource lost dead even. MaxPax with 92 workers over 85. Protoss is just mining so freaking much here throughout the entirety of this that what are you meant to do? It's coming down the right, and Zones will be there to tread a little bit, so at least that Zealot run by gets shut down. Now the Banes will morph in there as well, so actually going to see that being an attempted attack. The Lurker's out, and obviously with Lurker's out, it becomes a lot tougher here for MaxPax to fight, and that's why getting that little bit of momentum back earlier for RagnaroK has been important, because now at least he's got a chance to set this kind of Lurker force online, and like I say, this is not an army composition of MaxPax that really fights that. The Disruptors are on the way, they do fight that, but it's just going to take that little while longer to get set up. It just takes a little while longer to get all of that going. As Stalkers, Zealots, and Archons going to sit there and make their way through and kill off that base in the bottom corner. We'll just sat on the far right-hand side. Doing what it can. Zealots, Stalkers, Archons join up together. The Lurkers are going to relocate just a little bit. Blink forward here with these Stalkers, but there's going to be Lurkers right there, and you're going to be able to, again, keep the Stalkers for the most part at bay. Yeah, Zealots and Archons already moving in, and just going to see the couple Lurkers already taking a few shots. Warping over here, but that's actually going to be dealt with pretty quickly too. The Lurkers are definitely slowing MaxPax down a lot, definitely stopping him from doing what he wants to, but the one thing I'll say is that he's already taken up into carriers, so it's not like he has no answer to this either. These Lings, these Lurkers continuing to come through, a couple of disruptive shots trying to fire forward. Lurker's going to be popping out. Stalker Archon Force is going to continue in the center as well. Still just getting set up a little bit. Actually going to have some big fights breaking out as the Lurkers get in position. I mean, this puts the pressure on MaxPax. He can't just sit back and wait for his carriers anymore. There's a couple of Lurkers. Actually going to need some detection to deal with those. This fight's going to be kind of all over the map. Still the top right, a pretty big location as the Bayans will go and push down this stack defense. The Lurkers will get rid of this 5th base. Now, there's a base on the left that at least is coming online to replace a little bit. Can these probes actually survive? Yes, they can. We already lost 25, but keeping the rest alive here does feel like it keeps this fairly manageable. Like I say, with carriers out, what answer is there 2 carriers? Well, not many answers currently available at all to RagnaroK. 5 carriers on the map. +2 air not finished though, so that's something at least which is pretty hefty benefit. Losing the, sorry, your Cybercore just not starting that +2 air. That's something which probably keeps you a bit more in the game as RagnaroK, as yes, MaxPax, small carriers on the way. And RagnaroK on the back of this, though, is already building his Spire. Does MaxPax do you not want to try and get across the map right now with these carriers, or do we just not believe in the numbers? As extra ones finish, I mean, I get we don't have +2, but it feels like sitting back just gives your opponent a chance to get a response to the carriers because they do now know about it. They know about those, and I mean, I guess let's see. Kills off the base top right again. RagnaroK getting straight in there. Obviously down on supply because he's saving up his money to build the Corruptors straight away. I guess RagnaroK's just going to say if I get to +2 on the carriers, then I'm not really scared of Corruptors either, so then I don't really care what you do. You have so many carriers by then. Would maybe even like to see perhaps some Void Rays. Now 70 Corruptors build, and now MaxPax is starting to move out. I know a few extra carriers finished. He's got 8 right now. And his carrier Stalker Archon, to be fair, everything here just fight well against Corruptors. I take this initial trade as the Interceptors start to launch through. Not a lot of stack defense yet either, so also a problem for RagnaroK here as he wants to maybe try and fight. We do have Disruptor to try and clear out some of these Lurker spots maybe so the carriers don't have to do all of the work. Actually hits some Queens as well, that also works out. And yeah, doing a good job zoning out the initial Lurkers. Now going to get a chance to actually go in after some of these, well, I was going to say Hydras, we actually stopped for a moment. Here come the Corruptors. The carriers initially were doing pretty well there. The Stalkers come in. MaxPax plumped everything up as though he's maybe thinking of recalling away, but he seems to believe now that he's got enough to keep this fight going. Not backing up at the very least. +2 air weapons are still on the way in. That can't come soon enough. That additional upgrade feels very important for him right now. Disruptors again will get a lurk on the start of this. Corruptors looking for a way forward here. Not a lot of supporting cast on the ground anymore. 1 Archon, 3 Stalkers. It's mostly just these carriers, and they will be fighting against Corruptors. Loses 1 carrier straight away. That's definitely, I feel like, one of the issues at the moment as we have to disengage MaxPax. In the bottom left has stopped this base as well with a few Zealots. He's keeping RagnaroK to 5 bases. Also important to note. Kill off a couple of these Vipers straight away. That's actually really nice. And Parasite Bombs go down. It's very superficial damage if nothing else happens after this, right? You get a little bit of time to regen some shields. And honestly, with the extra Archons that have just joined in, I do get a bit worried for RagnaroK. This extra little bit of tankiness should go a long way. Jones continue through the Queens. The Lurkers continue to take hits. Disruptor shots to the side. Going to hit a Lurker as well. These Corruptors are going to try and take this fight, but it's just not going to be good enough. +2 air weapons is done, and these carriers are going to be shredding everything in their path. Corruptors included. There's 1 Lurker in the corner. I feel like it's been there forever. He's a Slayer. This MaxPax takes game number 2, and this is a MaxPax 2-0 lead in the best of 5, guys. MaxPax is a map away from. Welcome back, guys. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, our blue Protoss player. This is going to be MaxPax. Top right, our red Zerg RagnaroK down by 2. MaxPax looking good here so far. Let's see if he can keep that up. As this probe wanders to the top of the map, into the natural, into the main. Seeing what's going on here early. Game number 3 of this best of 5. Win this, and MaxPax is in the winner bracket finals tomorrow. We'll play against Raynor, guaranteed top 3 of the tournament. Lose this, and then lose 2 more games, or if RagnaroK loses this, the loser of this plays Clem tomorrow. That's obviously not going to be fun. You're only top 6 so far. A lot of improvement to be done from there still, I am sure. As Just have our probe coming around, trying to see what it can get up to early. So far, the answer is nothing too crazy. So yeah, we're just going to be having our probe scouting. Overlord coming around the left side a little bit. And again, we do have Beyond vs. Spirit coming up after this today as well, guys. So you will see that lower bracket match today. And that will be the last one today. So this is the penultimate best of 5 of the day still. We've got one more afterwards. Not going to be quite as long a stream as yesterday was. Yesterday was pretty lengthy. Again, we were meant to have one more best of 5 today, but like I say, Clem had a minor scheduling issue. And so Clem will not play his match today. We'll just move that tomorrow. We're going to start 1 hour later tomorrow, but now we can just start at the same time as today and add that series in, so should be cool. Stargate begins. As we're just going to see another Stargate open, and we've just seen a few of these at this point, right? So, coming back to it and seeing what our next step is going to be as we just have ourselves the... Probably a couple of oracles, probably into Blink, right? I mean, why the hell not? That's kind of how we've been doing things so far. Why not just keep going in the same kind of way? Makes sense. The oracle is going to be heading out across the upper right-hand side in just a few moments' time. Let's follow our oracle here and see what's going to happen. As the third down straight away as well. Obviously, again, these builds have been very just quick to expand. I've not really been seeing anything other than that, so no surprise to see kind of just more of that continuing through, basically, as Oracle comes back over the left side to help deflect these Zerglings away. Twilight, Forge, Nexus, all of this continuing through. Got feelings will head around this side, and there's going to be an adept popping out there as well. Just can't keep these Lings at bay for the moment as best you can. Shots going off, Lings taking some damage. I'm just going to be seeing our drones continuing out as well. That melee upgrade also still coming into play. So far, so good. MaxPax changing it up though. He's not going to go Blink again. He's going to go Charge. Much more aggressive out of MaxPax. Potential to do a lot of damage. So this is going to be kind of interesting. RagnaroK is on his way to the Baneling Nest, so he should have Banelings to deal with this. And if he has Banelings to deal with this, there shouldn't really be too much of an issue in general. So let's see if that is true. See if it will be okay. Two oracles have been poking around. One Ling killed in the game so far, so nothing major off the oracles. No drone kills or anything most noteworthily. Like I said, just a ton of gates, and very soon MaxPax is going to be having a lot of charge dots on the way up. Let's see if RagnaroK is going to be... I mean, the Baneling Nest feels a little sooner this time from RagnaroK as well, right? Usually he's going Lair and Bane Nest same time. This time the Lair feels a little later in general. Doesn't quite know what's going on though. Fourth base on the way from MaxPax. I mean, it doesn't seem as though he's going to get that aggressive, really. I mean, hopes in some extra zealots, but yeah, well, we're going to end up just trying to defend this base, most likely. He has a lot of zealots. He's going to have to reveal them now, which for RagnaroK is fine, because then he knows that it's a lot of zealots, and if he knows it's a lot of zealots, he knows he can probably deal with it with some Bane Warpins. This is kind of sad, though, because this Nexus probably could have survived. So many zealots ran to the right side where there was only a couple of Lings. So they really just let too many Lings hit that base. So the fourth has to be cancelled. It might not be so bad. Like I say, it really depends on how these banelings can do. MaxPax is still going to end up attacking here, coming across the map. Those few banelings hitting in, and yeah, you can see the Zealots already melting their numbers. This shouldn't ever really be enough here. We've got a couple more that might try and join the fray, but I feel like it's really unlikely they're going to be able to get all that much done. As MaxPax going to have Oracles, Zealots, a Stalker. Pulling back through the center, just a little bit here. Getting reset for now. More Revelation drops onto a Queens. As our units move up this ramp. Guards, Stalkers, also a couple of Stasis Wards, all coming down, all being set up. A couple of those Stasis Wards going down here, and just going to see the rest of these units backing it up for a few moments. And yeah, these attacks from MaxPax is not really doing much, but he is now on his way to Blink and +2. It's not like he was ever, like I say, all in. He was always having more economy being built, that 4th base coming online. He's got on this 3rd base at the moment, not a lot. Stalkers need to get over here, but they don't have Blink to help. Super Battery is just going to be activated to help protect those probes. The Nexus, going to use with a little bit of battery healing. Why not just get the shields back on an ASAT? The battery sat there doing nothing. Could have just regened it a little bit for free, right? Very minor thing, but could maybe have an impact on a future run by, for example. These odds actually end up getting caught. We do see Stalkers. Oh, could find some of these Hydras. I gotta say, where is actually the army of RagnaroK? He only has 12 Hydras and 10 Lings on the map. Does RagnaroK really have enough to fight? These Hydras need to put in work, and the Queen support is actually going to be pretty important here as well. Because this is a lot of units from MaxPax with +2 attack also. He's going to be chewing through units, but yeah, so far it seems like the defense is good enough for RagnaroK. He just about has what he needs. MaxPax has so much money. And he starts to tech up. If he had a Warpin into this fight, obviously he doesn't have a Robo, so he can't have a Prism here, but a Warpin into that fight, and he might have been able to just overwhelm with an extra round of Zealots or so. Could have made a massive difference, in fact. Back out onto the map, Stasis Ward setting up and catching a few of these Lings initially, so already slowing down the forces yet again. It's going to be seeing, obviously, MaxPax doesn't want to fully commit through. He's teching up, right? He is looking towards splash damage shortly. He's looking towards some things that should just typically help him, so just wants to get to those before he really takes further fights. If he's going to start investing into them, then yeah, absolutely make use of them. These Zealots have been seen a long time ago. Probably not going to do much. RagnaroK. Send a few units this way. We'll see the units. The Zealots now backing away, so we'll never really see them intercepted. This is an Oracle that's trying to Stasis Ward, or maybe that was just the one that was sat there. Either way, an Oracle going down. A little bit of an expense. Some workers going down over here. Good Warpin, though. Blocks where the majority of these probes in with the Stalker Warpin. Bottom base, though, should be in some trouble, right? And MaxPax doesn't really have anything in location here. Like, he's got units that can kind of cut this off. He just has nothing to sit in front of the base and protect it. And this is starting to be a bit of an issue, just the fact that this map is a little bit kind of drawn out, left to right or left to bottom at the moment. It takes MaxPax a lot of time to traverse that area, and a lot of time traversing that area can absolutely turn out to be problematic as well. Extra round of Zealots just warped in. Stalker's going to blink across the left side. As you have the first few banelings being denied. Not hitting any real probes. Okay, there we go. One baneling finds 5 probes. Blink Stalker's in. Only 8 probes going down. MaxPax and RagnaroK both trading out heavily. The problem is, during this fight, it does end up going MaxPax's favor because eventually it's only Hydras left, and then MaxPax can actually jump on the Hydras and take a very good trade. And that's kind of part of the problem right here. Lings do get down. They do pick off that Archon. We continue to trade again. Lings getting hit away at. And Stalker's still getting set up. Start moving through. Just going to be seeing our Hydras, our Lings, our Queens all set up here to fight this. Just going to be seeing our Stalkers having to keep on blinking away. Getting away from those first few Zerglings. Revelation coming down to tag up a few more of these units as well. MaxPax is continuing to trade very well. 3-2 on the upgrades also helping him a little bit here, I'd imagine, as these Stalkers just sit and fight. Oh, Disruptor that wants to fire through. Hydras. Only one of them going down. We saw some massive Disruptor shots previously. This is nothing like that, at least. Fortunately for RagnaroK, if it was, this game and series might be too far out of reach for him. Things out across up to the top left corner. Clean up a few Lings over here. Rest of these Lings gonna wrap around to make a bit of a move forwards right now. Actually gonna maybe deny this space, which is nice. Kill, not a cancel as well. MaxPax still busying himself over here, hoping to get these Disruptors forward enough to get some connections on Hydras, and the Hydras, oh, felt like actually there the Disruptor stopped short. Could have probably had more. Again, the Stalker still finding this choke, and we've got one more Disruptor to hopefully buy us the time to get the other ones out of there. RagnaroK's supply just keeps on dipping down, guys. He's killed a few probes. Oh, well, donation from MaxPax, a pathing error. Wow, I mean, just as MaxPax was like looking as though he's completely overrunning and doing way too well, he makes a bit of an error, and RagnaroK at least will hold on a little better for a little while longer. Not saying that it's going to completely change the course of this game, but it will give RagnaroK perhaps the break that he needs to potentially do this. Still obviously great for MaxPax. Just don't want to emphasize that. Want to make sure we know that this is indeed a good position for him. It's just RagnaroK has at least given himself chances to get back in it. I'll say I've loved MaxPax's continued defense here against a lot of these extra additional units, right? Against a lot of these banelings. He's been so good at getting in the way of them, slowing them down, soaking them up. He's been really fantastic at that. Gotta give him commendations in that regard. Is actually like this, the fact he's not pushing through the same choke point as before. I really feel like that same choke point he pushed through 2 or 3 times was not exactly doing him any favors, so here we go. This base looks like it's going to be a goner. Yeah, we might kill this base on the bottom side again. A few Lings over here. Well, stack defense might help with that. MaxPax actually going to let this base live. He's a bit worried about the run by getting out of hand, I suppose. Super Battery trying to help you hold on over here, though, and I don't know, it feels like this should be manageable for MaxPax. Just surprised he didn't kill off the base. Recalls a few units back just to guarantee he can clean up a bit more easily, but yeah, just I feel like more than anything, the surprise is that he just didn't finish this base off. He was right there, he's right on top of it. Why let RagnaroK get back to a mining base that should have just been dead, right? Completely unnecessary. A little mistake there for sure. Game's still heavily in MaxPax's favor when you look at the numbers. Even losing 28 probes, he's still only 8 workers behind, so his economy is still absolutely fantastic considering how much damage just went out. Lurkers out now, though. Obviously changes the game a little bit, right? Because now the Lurkers can help you defend. Full spines in the back door here. The Lurkers will move over to help against these Zealots. And the rest of this army... Oh, this is actually nice because they're going to be able to come in from a cool angle and actually only fight 2 or 3 Lurkers at a time. That might be all you need to really push through this. Yeah, that's a lot of Lurkers on the right side just out of position for this, and Disruptor shots are landing to clean out Lurkers too. And definitely feels like the right idea. MaxPax just, again, he's getting the targets, the fleet picking, he'll have the carriers to help him through this if he needs them. But overall has just been setting up very nicely. Just this army around this left side, just gonna get a revelation down from the Oracle. Disruptor shots landing twice. Grab a pylon over on the left side. Stalks come through. Archon's coming in. seeing our Lings taking a decent amount of damage. Some shots gonna land for a few different Zerglings as well. It's just again clearing out. Feels very good for MaxPax. Did he start building any carriers? Yeah, he's got 3 already. So again, there's just not really an answer to carriers right now. 3 might be manageable with like Abduct, Hydra, Spores. Coming around this side. I mean, this base really again shouldn't have been left alive earlier, but it's going to go down now. Lings and Hydras are going to make their way onto this Nexus, onto this stack. Defense knocks down a pylon, takes away that warp in. You blink on down further to the south here. These Hydras still giving it a go. Wants to take this base down yet again, but now these Hydras are going to be stuck. Zealots on one side, Carriers on the top, Stalkers on the other. There is really no good exit for these Hydras, and they all go down. And RagnaroK's supply is unfortunately plummeted and is pretty much on the verge of being defeated. Gonzalo's going to go in, going to get that evolution chamber take down. Plus 3 missile upgrade there. GG's is RagnaroK. Doesn't even come down to a big fight. RagnaroK just knows he can't rebuild enough compared to what MaxPax is rebuilding. MaxPax 3-0 will get the victory here.